Let me take you back for a while before we step into this what I call wonderful video of disruptive innovation. Let me take you back into a journey of myself that I've been through when I graduated information technology after my studies. The next step in my career was going to HP and then afterwards to Ericsson. And what I did in Ericsson, we worked on the rollout of the GSM network in the Netherlands and in Europe, right? A step ahead, I would say, in terms of going from analog to digital and providing connectivity anywhere. On top of that communication, we had SMS, right? You could send 120 characters of data over the network while you were communicating to people. What an advancement, right? That's approximately 10 to 15 years ago. Now we have 3G, 4G, we are experimenting with 5G and 6G. Before we start, I would say, with our inspirations of today, let me probably introduce you to the most talented employee, I would say, of NINtec, and that's Wiebe Moa here. Wiebe, can you...
I must say that is an introduction that I've never had before. So fantastic, thank you very much. And once again, I welcome all of you to the NINtec Clients Meet of 2015. It gives me enormous pleasure to see all of you in such large numbers. There's a saying in Italian, tutto fortunato. And it says, may the blessings shine on you, may good fortune shine on you. And I actually feel blessed today. And I feel blessed today for a number of reasons. We have intellects present today from 7 countries. And that's a milestone itself for NINtec. We've stuck around to Europe most of the times in last couple of years. Today, 7 countries are represented. We have more than 150 of our relations sitting here. And we did a quick calculation. We have in excess of 1,000 man-years present in this room today. So that's amazing. Yeah? That is amazing to have all of you here. And that's much like the story of NINtec, actually what we've been through in the last 10 years. At a given time, we started as a software development firm. I remember still the Times case, sorry, but I still don't know what a TR-80 is, and Worked Perfect, I didn't know that. I don't want to know it now. But we started in 2001 by being the software developing arm for a number of customers of ours. And I'm happy to say, actually, that I still see Legal Intelligence somewhere here, who were one of our first customers. I don't know where Jaco is. There he is. And it's phenomenal. 16 years of relationships which are sustainable across this entire chain of transformation. Extremely happy also to combine it and still being able to balance it with people, profit, and planet. And we still maintain 2015. Also, we are still the largest B2B blood donor in India. And while maintaining our DNA, because we believe that the DNA is still, the core of this team. I'm sure if you really worked with the teams both in India and the Netherlands, you must have seen, give or take, whatever problem may come, one thing none of the NINtec team members will do is run away. We never run away from problems, and I think that's the most critical aspect of the DNA that we have. With that, I want to thank you for being here once again. Fantastic to see all of you here. We have an amazing program today. We want to show you and we want to take you through this entire game-changing, disruptive innovation. You can name it whatever you want. One thing is certain. This wave of disruption is going to come and hit us. And I have none other than Richard van Hooijdonk to take us through the first wave of the journey. I've seen a number of videos of Richard. I know him to be a phenomenal, inspiring speaker. He takes you through a whirlwind of trend-watching technologies and business transformations. And I will not further hijack anything that you have to say. Richard, with this, give a big applause to NINtec and the next speaker, Richard van Hooijdonk.
Everything now is connected, slowly. Factories, people, cars. So I was thinking, I'm a trend watcher and I have 2 cats, and those cats are chipped already. So I decided to have an RFID chip injected into my body. It's a big needle, and within the needle there's a glass, and within the glass there's an RFID chip. So here it goes. It was pretty painful, as you can see. This is my Al Capone t-shirt, the bad boy t-shirt, to cope with the pain. And then it goes, and now I'm officially part of the Internet of Things. Wow. How does that sound? Okay, this was my session. So I'm now able to connect myself to the whole world, which means that my phone automatically opens or goes open. And then when I enter my house, 2 meters before the house, my door opens automatically. Nice, right? So I don't need that key. My Tesla is going to the center next week. They will prepare it for my chip. So within a couple of weeks, it will be able to open when I enter the car. And when I put my hands on the steering wheel, it will start. Third key gone. This is the Tesla factory. So my car is produced in this factory. And cars, this factory is 75% cheaper than every other factory. We now see that Google bought a company called Boston Dynamics, and they now create robots with smart sensors that will replace our soldiers in the future. So no military casualties in the future. How would the future of self-driving systems would look like? This is how it would look like. You know, nothing wrong, no problem, everything, whoa! I hope it, yeah, nothing wrong, no worries, no worries, no worries. Now my idea is that the left guy wanted to kill himself. So he's doing the walking there, I'm not going to do it, not going to do it, yes I will. But it's just impossible, he will not be able to kill himself in self-driving systems. So if you have plans in the future, don't do it in self-driving systems. It won't work.
I get to create women robots, Richard. I get it that they walk like women, move like women, smell like women, but I think talking like my wife would probably be a failure in terms of design. Now, as Kes already told you, my name is Titos. I'm a marketing researcher in my DNA. But I've come to understand, and Alternative Research Solutions is a marketing research company. It started off like a marketing research company, but I've come to understand that the value of the information I give to my clients is only indirectly related to their performance. So in order to increase the value of the information that I give to my clients, I have to understand what they do, and what sort of information would actually be very interesting and important to them. I said before, the BI engine. So we started thinking, hold on a minute, if we know what are the external factors such as the weather and the temperature, what are the store-related factors such as the store type, size, position, location, etc. If we know what the cooler looks like and what is the capacity, the type, the position in the store, and if we know the performance-related factors such as the space occupation or arithmetic distribution, etc., all we're missing is get a number for sales for each store, and then we can create an algorithm, a BI engine, that can connect these factors to sales and explain sales per store type, per area, etc. So at some point, if you do that, and if you have a pretty good explanation, 70% of sales can be explained through these factors, then you can start modeling sales. So once you measure this factor, you can say with a 70% accuracy, let's say, what sales in this particular store will be next week. Okay, so this is how we're getting ahead of the system now.
A bit about what we're doing, a lot about what we're doing with NINtec as a technology company to move our quite conservative business of automotive in Norway into the future. But I'll try to bring it a bit down to earth. It's not going to be probably not going to be 3D printing everything tomorrow. Probably not going to be print your own car at your home tomorrow. It's what we can do in the next couple of years, because we think there needs to be a progression. It's going to be a revolution, but it's going to be a step-by-step revolution. What happens then is our car will pick up the defect code and give her an alert on her smartphone or iPad or whatever is going to be in her car. And Lars, the virtual mechanic, is going to say, I've found this problem. Would you like me to send the diagnostics to Bertelåsten and find a service site for it? And she says probably on voice, yes, please. What's going to happen is then we'll go out into the cloud, take all the data from the car, what's the defect code, what customer is this, where's she driving, what's her navigation system say, where is she going from, where is she going to? And we'll detect that actually on her route, we have a workshop that can service this. And there's a slot in the calendar, there's a mechanic who can do it, their part is available. So let's do it. And when she accepts to do this, of course we'll send her the navigation route. So she just say, yes, update my route to your workshop, and she'll be on the way. So this is what's possible today. And I think we need to take small steps rapidly to be able to handle the customer into this situation, because the customers are also a bit shocked of what's going to be the future. So thank you. Thanks for having me.
What I want to do is to give you a little bit of a context, right? We heard a lot of examples, a lot of challenges, a lot of messages hitting you left and right. And what I want is to ground that a little bit with an understanding of where do these phenomena come from, and are they really happening? Is it something that is just an impression, a subjective understanding of because we are either young or old or European or Indian or whatever it is, or is it objectively actually going on, and is it unique? Is it something that was not like that 100 or 200 or 1,000 years ago? The first human genome sequence was the result of a 15-year program. Started in 1985 with $3 billion of budget. Halfway through, it was only 1% of the target in 7 years. And everybody, including experts, were saying this is a total failure. We don't have 700 years and $300 billion to finish this. We have to stop. But the two teams that were competing, one of was a publicly funded team by the federal government, and the other was a private team, knew what they were doing. Because they got to that 1% through progressive doublings year after year. And if you get to 1% in 7 years, then you get to 2 and 8 and 4 and 6, 4 and 8 and 16 and 32, 64, and you don't even have to go to 128, you stop at 100 and you're done. And that's what happened there. On time, on budget.
I can't believe anybody hasn't done this yet, so I'm just gonna grab one of these here. All right, thank you Europe, thank you NINtec, thank you everyone. I've been called a furniture designer, interior designer, industrial designer, graphic designer, and then they switched that, and they started to call me an art director, and then a creative director, and then recently I was dubbed an officer of creative. All this is very fortunate. But look, I have to be honest, I'm up here from simple beginnings, and I'm up here because of I just designed. Pushing to people, pushing to retail is very important, but the take home is very important. I'm going to tell you why. This screen behind me, the TV in your living room, although you are watching TV or movies or Netflix or whatever it is, you have to understand that that device on your wall, that big device that you've dedicated on your wall, is going to be the largest family purchasing tool in your house. My daughter's going to come over with the iPad I just showed you, and she's going to go, look, Daddy, look. And she's going to take over my football game with Barbie dolls that she found online somewhere. And as a collective, I have to hurry up and be like, okay, come on, we're going to buy these dolls, yes or no, blah, blah. Daddy's going to, thumbprint something, and bam, it's purchased, and back to football. But you have to understand that pushing home is very, very, very important. That's what we want. By curating content correctly, we can create an emotional connection that allows you to look at websites in a very different way.